Kurt Schlichter. Kurt, you're a senior columnist at Town Hall. You have a new piece out, actually, that we're going to get to in just a second. But, you know, we've been going through clips of Erika's interview, the exclusive first, with Jesse Waters last night, and we're getting to a couple more pieces, and we'll get you in on the reaction for this. But there's a clip just talking about, you know, Blake, you set it up.
Oh, you want the one on cameras?
Yeah.
I believe that is, sorry, we just got behind here. It is 374.
The defense wants to ban cameras in the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
Kurt, you're a lawyer. You know, I thought she did beautifully there. I thought, you know, it's so true. I mean, we've all been so scrutinized in the aftermath of this, you know, so we're victims as well, because, you know, we lose our friend, our boss, our colleague, and then everything has been scrutinized since 9/10, and her most of all. And so bring us into that courtroom. What is the deliberation even, you know, about cameras or no cameras? Explain that to us.
Clearly, for some reason, the defense doesn't think it's going to be to their benefit to have cameras in the courtroom. And look, I defended people in civil cases. I also brought cases. I get it. And it is important that we protect the rights of this accused person. After all, if he's found guilty of what he did, he's likely to get the death penalty. And if he's guilty of it, he'll deserve it. I think every American has a right to see how justice is done. Trials are public. You can go there. I don't understand why you can't have cameras there. And yes, sometimes lawyers play to the cameras. Okay, they play to the jury all the time. That's why you have a judge to say, calm down, counsel. This is a serious matter. I expect you to behave like a serious attorney with the appropriate level of respect and the appropriate level of dignity that this situation demands. Look, Eric is absolutely right. The American people have a right to see this evidence. They have a right to see if it proves him guilty. They have a right to see if the state can't make its case. Again, we are attempting, as a government, we're attempting to take the life of this man. He's up for the death penalty. He should be up for the death penalty if he can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt to have done what he did. Now, do I believe that the evidence is very strong? I believe it's very strong. I believe he's very likely to be convicted. That's not the point. The point is that when we do something like this, we, the people, we have nothing to hide. We have nothing that we don't want everyone to see. So why not have cameras in the courtroom? I think it's an important lesson. And it's important to tell the American people why this person allegedly did what he allegedly did. We want to see it. We want to know. This is going to change. This has changed the course of America's history. All right. This is a crime, and all crimes are devastating to their families. But this also hurt us in a country in a way only a political assassination can hurt us. So we have a right to know exactly what's going on, to know that our prosecutors are doing their job, to know that this person's given the right to a complete and full defense, to get all the facts out that he thinks are important while we get all the facts out that we think are vital. So there is no good reason in my mind for a judge, in this case, not to allow cameras in the courtroom. Again, if he's afraid that people are going to grandstand. You know, there's not a good trial lawyer out there who hasn't had a judge say, simmer down, Mr. Schlichter. You're getting over your skis. This is a trial, not a performance art, not an interpretive dance. Present your case.
Yeah, well,
and that's what you should do.
I think that's really well said. And you know, one of the things that I worry about some of this stuff is it overshadows all of this amazing outpouring of love and support and just the tremendous groundswell of students and support for Turning Point. But we got to do it. I mean, when the trial ends up happening, you better believe that this show is going to be covering it in detail. We're going to be watching every move. This is going to be front and center for us. So we have to just confront the grim reality that is facing us. But
yes.
I mentioned the fact that we have this outpouring of love and support, and we've had these campus tours. I mean, Charlie's vision was always to have these arenas packed with students. That was his vision, and it's happening. And last night at Auburn, we had Eric Trump, Lara Trump, Benny Johnson, Coach Tommy Tuberville, all out in Auburn, and it was an amazing, amazing event. And then, lo and behold, President Trump calls in the middle of it. I want to play this clip just because it's just a phenomenal moment. Blake, what number we got?
It's 359.
All right. Play cut 359.
Hold on 1 second. Hello? So we have the most beautiful crowd of people, thousands and thousands of people at Auburn University. They are incredibly enthusiastic, and they absolutely adore this country. They adore God, and they adore you.
Job, and Laura's doing a good job. But I just want to pay my respects to Charlie and Erika. These are two incredible people. And Erika, I've spoken to her often. She's just a spectacular person. And she's going to start where Charlie left off. And we love Charlie's looking down on us right now, all of us. And Erika, you're there someplace and you just take care of yourself. We're with you all the way. And we're with the great people that my son and Laura are speaking to.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful moment there. I mean, I love this clip, and I threw it to Blake to throw to because he mentioned we should play it, and I totally agree. Hey, Kurt, make sense of the aftermath here, of all of this outpouring and what we're seeing across the country, because it does end up playing into our politics, our culture, and this moment we're living through.
Well, look, this is the first time I've had a chance to be on the show since this disgusting murder. So I haven't said any of this stuff, but I had the effect of this was enormous. I had people who were not political coming up to me because they knew I was. They knew I had been on Charlie's show, just telling me how sorry they were, and including very liberal people, just how sorry and disgusted they were. This was something that affected our country in a way that's really hasn't happened since maybe the death of Martin Luther King, the death of RFK. This showed that there was something deeply wrong in the country with at least some section of the country. And I expect nothing from the degenerates who celebrated this. They're disgusting people. They have to live with themselves, and they have to answer in another place at another time. What really struck me was how normal American people reacted as you would expect normal people to react, that they were appalled, that they were ashamed, that someone would do this in our country, an outpouring of caring and concern for Erika and the kids, and everybody who Charlie touched. It's easy to become hopeless when something terrible happens. When you face incredible evil, which is what this was, including the aftermath, with all the people cheering it on. Maybe sometimes you forget that decency and good are out there and that they're stronger than evil. You're not a strong person because you're celebrating this. You're weak. You're pathetic. You're disgusting and despicable. And I don't want to think about those people. I want to think about the decent people, and I want to think about what Charlie did, and I want to think about his legacy. And I got to tell you, and I watched you, and I've sent you some texts telling you, hey, keep it up. You're doing great, because you guys are. And I've been watching Erika, and I got to say, if they thought they were going to snuff out this movement by murdering Charlie, as Erika goes forward, they're not going to know what hit them. Yeah,
she's an incredible person. She's an incredible person. And by the way, I just want to play this really quick because, I said this, I think, last night on Sean Hannity's show that, Erika's always had my love and appreciation and my support. And I saw them dating. I saw them get married. I was at their wedding. But watching her move, step by step in the aftermath of this with such grace and courage and strength has really been, I just have to say, one of the most tremendous things I've ever seen. Play cut 251.
Do you feel safe?
What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband? And I don't say that to be reckless. I do not. I do not say that because I'm out in the streets like, here I am, come find me. And it's not at all. It's a fearlessness that's rooted in the understanding that I will have my day and my time, whenever that is. When the Lord knows that I've completed my mission. And I'm not afraid. Charlie wasn't afraid either. We never lived in fear. If we did, we wouldn't get anything done.
All right, Kurt, you've got a new piece out in Town Hall that is it's in perfect Kurt Schlichter fashion. It says, Tuesday night sucked. Now get over it. Tell us what the takeaway should be from the debacle that was Tuesday night.
Well, the takeaway is don't go jump off a bridge, okay? You have bad nights in elections. All right, I am old. I remember the 1972 presidential election, which worked out pretty well for us. McGovern was totally humiliated, and I was in second grade, and believe me, I lorded it over all the other kids in my class because I was in California in a liberal area, and they were commies. But there have been a lot of great nights. 1980 when Reagan won, 94 when we took back the House for the first time in, 40 years, 2016, 2024, great nights. And there are bad nights. 2012 was a bad night. Okay, 2006, bad night. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, bad night. Okay, we got creamed, and there's no other way to put it. But if I have to get creamed in an election, I'd rather it be the off-year election in a couple of blue states rather than a midterm or, God, heaven forbid, a presidential. Who was going to win? Well, look, I predicted it. The Democrat states are likely to elect Democrat governors. Wow, I got it right. Now, I don't want to minimize what happened, because we did learn some stuff. We learned that we're having trouble turning out some of the new members of the America First Coalition. Hispanic numbers went down. Young people went down. And young women have just gone completely crazy. They're all over all these communists. But it doesn't mean, just because you can get information out of a bad night, that's the silver lining on the cloud. Look, don't be happy about it. We could have done a lot better. And there are mistakes that we made. Yeah. But, and it's important, we need to take the lessons that we've learned. We have 363 days until the midterms. Midterms are very important. These Democrats have gone completely insane. Well, actually, I don't think they're insane. I think they're just flat out evil. And who knows what they'll do to our country if they get any power. They'll certainly stop Donald Trump from fixing the problems they created. So we've got to get serious, and we've got to go, and we've got to fight and play to win next time. I don't think we did that this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting takeaway here. I agree with you on we lost a lot of the young females, young people in general went the wrong direction. But in places like New Jersey, what's interesting is that, Chitterelli got 120,000 more votes than he did in 2021. Yep. It's just that Mikey Sherrill got I think 400,000 votes more than 2021. And so than the Democrat candidate did. So, they are definitely and we find ourselves, we talked about this last week, we find ourselves at a bit of a nadir with President Trump's support. And I think we need to take that advice and we need to take the learnings and the lessons, refocus our efforts on domestic pocketbook issues. And really, perception is reality, Kurt, that we have to show and tell the voting electorate that we're focusing on domestic issues. What do you think? 30 seconds.
Events come up, all right? Hamas decided to invade Israel. They had to be destroyed. Iran was about to get nuclear weapons. It had to be stopped. There are drug runners bringing fentanyl up here and killing 100,000 Americans a year. They have to be stopped. But you're right. We want to focus on domestic issues, and we can. The economy's getting better, slowly but surely. We're going to get rid of the guy at the Fed. We're going to be able to lower interest rates. People are going to be able to buy houses. It's going to happen. It happened last time with Trump. I remember when I was young. It happened with Ronald Reagan. Everybody said, he can't bring it back. They always bring it back, and that's what Donald Trump's going to do. It's the economy.
Kurt Schlichter.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.